Starring Matt Damon as Mark Whitaker, a whistleblower within the lysine price-fixing conspiracy of the mid-1990s, The Informant is loosely based on a true story and features a very large supporting cast of mostly TV regulars, like Scott Bakula, Joel McHale, Scott Addist, Patton Oswalt, and you even got Thomas F. Wilson, the guy who played Biff in Back to the Future. The film is sharply written and moves along at a blisteringly, sometimes confusing pace as we follow the inner monologues of a habitual liar and middleman at ADM, a lysine manufacturing company. While the plot here is based on a true story, it certainly offers very little cohesion for the viewing audience, as the developments from one scene to the next routinely fail to build on one another, with many pieces of dialogue in the film playing out like unfunny SNL skits, rather than something in a professionally released movie that ought to be progressing the plot forward. There are interesting characters here and a plot to follow, but unfortunately for us, the Whitaker character is just so haphazard in his motives that it's very difficult to figure out if he's telling the truth or if he's even a good guy in this film. And for a film that is billed as a dark comedy, The Informant is by all accounts neither. Although the dialogue is well written and well acted, the movie is nothing more than a quirky, 2-hour office drama that confuses the viewer and fails to reach a satisfactory conclusion with its characters. When it comes right down to it, there was nothing dark about this material, and certainly not a single moment of the film that resembled comedy. The Informant finishes with a definite conclusion, but it feels very slow getting there, and when the credits do roll, you wonder if the characters learned anything from their mistakes and exploits. I suppose if you're massively curious about the lysine price-fixing scandal of 1995, this might be a fun film for you, but sadly it failed to spark my interest, and I really couldn't get invested in it. Well, that's what I had to say about The Informant. Here's what you had to say in the YouTube comments. D-Justify wrote, "The Informant was good but not too good. It had an original plot and interesting film techniques, but it was hard to follow at times. 5 out of 10. The Awesome Vlogger wrote, "The Informant does not have much, if any, excitement. It was rather boring and dragged along much longer than it needed to be, even if it was based on a true story. 4 out of 10. Alright, now that we've both voiced our opinions, let's see how The Informant ranked on the Rate-O-Matic. A 4 and a 5. There were parts of this film I enjoyed. The quirky style, the dialogue, and Matt Damon were all terrific here. But sadly, the character motives were far too confusing for me at times to really keep me interested in this film. I had to score it a meh. Collectively, you guys ranked it an alright, many of you citing similar reasons for disliking the film, but few of you are really able to provide reasons as to why the film was bad, landing it pretty much in the middle with a alright.